What's up guys, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to tell you the one thing that you can't tell your clients as a filmmaker. Trust me, this mistake cost me more than 5 figures, so stick to the end that you don't make this mistake as well. Now this story actually takes place last year in 2020 during the pandemic, during COVID, and one day I woke up to a message from my former boss from a student job that I did. My mother still works there. I worked there a couple of years, pouring beers in and just serving different beverages. This was just my student job that I used from the age of, was it 14 or 16? I guess 16 to 19 to kind of pay for all my expensive camera equipment. That was how I could afford that stuff. I didn't really work there anymore since the pandemic and because they had to close down. And also I kind of didn't have time anymore, so I wasn't really working there anymore. But we were still cool, and one day she hit me up and she sent me a post from Facebook where she saw that a big company here in Bamberg in Germany, they were actually looking for a videographer, and this is actually a quote in their Facebook post. The CEO from them, an old woman, she said, "We're looking for a young and cool videographer." So I thought to myself, hey, I'm young, I'm pretty cool, so I should hit them up. That's what actually my former boss also said, you should hit them up if you can make a video for them. So I wrote them a quick message, we kind of chatted a little bit over Facebook. Then she said you should get in touch with our marketing team, and a couple days later, after sending kind of some references, I sent my show reel, I sent a few image films that I already did. They invited me to come over and I got a tour over their whole facility. Now of course I don't want to get into detail what's the company's name, what they're doing, I don't want to name them at all, just that you know, in their field, in what they're doing, even though they're from my small town here in Germany, they are the world leaders. They are the most famous, and I'm 99.9% sure that you have heard from them or seen a truck of them or some products of them. They're not a postal service like DHL or FedEx or something. They're not delivery guys, they have a product that they ship worldwide, even to the USA. So I was sitting there at the table with people double my age. There was the senior boss, the woman that made the post on Facebook that I had contact with. There was the head of marketing, there was a product manager, and I think 1 or 2 more people. All of them double or triple my age, so it was kind of intimidating, but I was confident. I know I can make some good films in my opinion, so I was just confident and like, you got this. Also, I was not wearing a t-shirt like this or short joggers like right now or a Gucci belt. I was kind of nicely dressed. I had long black trousers. I even had a long sleeve so I could cover my tattoos because I'm confident about my tattoos, but some people aren't, and I really wanted to land this job because again, it was in the 5 figures. They wanted an image film, 6 or 7 or 8 product videos, so it was 5 figures and it looked pretty good so far. Now we were sitting there at the table talking about how we're going to do this or that in the film, and completely random, out of nowhere, the old woman asks me, I don't know where she got this info from, but she asked me, "And you're 26, right?" And I was like, "No, I'm 19, because last year I was 19 at the time. Now I'm 20, but I was 19, and I just said I'm 19 because I was 19." And suddenly it was completely quiet at the table. No one was talking, no one was saying anything. They just kind of looked at each other like, who invited this kid? And why is he even here? Why are we wasting our time with this kiddo? It was kind of awkward. But then we just kind of wrote it off, and they actually gave me a tour across their whole facility. They have several houses, even a mansion, where below the mansion there's actually a lab where they kind of test the products. Now it sounds like kind of a antagonist from a movie, but yeah, they have a big production hall and a storage facility across the street and somewhere else in the town, and a mansion with the lab, and they just have a lot of stuff going on, and they showed me everything. We were walking around for like 2 to 3 hours, and everywhere that we stopped we said, yeah, we have to film this for the film, and this, and definitely we have to film this. So it was pretty much set that we're going to make this image film. And I know that as a filmmaker or as an entrepreneur in general, you have a lot of offers that you write, and you have a lot of clients that say, yeah, we want an image film and we want a music video or this or that. I hope it's not too loud. And 8 out of 10 of these potential productions don't take place because this is just the norm. They decide on letting it do someone else, or they don't want to do it at all. It's just, I know that just because they say we're going to do this image film, that does not mean we're going to do this image film. But I just had a good feeling overall that we will do this, because even though they were double or triple the age, the product managers that kind of showed me around, they were already manifesting what we're going to do with the film at which place in the facility. So my gut feeling said to me that this could actually work out. Now then we were at the end of the tour, we were kind of in the headquarters offices, and they said we don't only want an image film and the product videos, we also want a live stream that we want to do right in here. Can you do that as well? And we talked a little bit about that. Then I guess we changed our contact info one more time, and then we said yeah, we will hear from each other, and we went separate ways. I went back home, had a pretty good feeling, and then I heard nothing for a long time. And then someone else, not the person that I had the tour with, sent me an email a couple of weeks later that sadly they have decided on someone else. And that's okay. That's completely okay. Because I know that even though I had a great feeling about this, sometimes clients just decide on someone else, and that's completely fine. That's just how the industry works. I sometimes decide on I want to buy this or that filmmaking equipment, and just a second before buying I decide that I don't want to buy it and I want to buy something else. It's just how it works, you know? But then I, of course, because I want to improve myself, just ask them, what was it that made you decide on someone else? Because of course I want to improve myself, and if I did something wrong, if they said you couldn't do this or that, or you gave us a bad feeling about that, then I just want to have the feedback. They say me do this different, and next time I have another client or even them or someone else, I can just do it differently and improve myself, and don't make this mistake that I land the next job. Of course, you have to get feedback to get better. And then she answered me, it's not about you, we just decided on taking a more experienced videographer. A more experienced videographer. Now let that sink in. As you can see from my expression, I'm kind of triggered talking about it, because they can't really judge about the experience. I know what they were wanting to say. We decided on taking an older videographer because a couple of days later I saw a behind the scenes picture from their shoot. And this was the behind the scenes picture. And I don't want to say that a person with a small crappy $10 tripod that falls if I breathe against it and a Sony a6000 can't do a great job, and I don't want to play that down. And I don't want to say the person did a bad job, because I know that the size of the camera and the equipment does not matter about the outcome. But they don't. They would have decided for the one with the bigger camera, but it didn't get to the point where I could show them that I would have pulled up with this rig and the person pulled up with an a6000, because they already decided that I was out of this competition when it came to the age that I was 19. They decided that we won't let a 19-year-old do a film for our company. We will let it do this 40-year-old, even though his camera equipment looks like that one of an amateur. Again, I know that this doesn't matter at all. And I'm not judging the person with the small camera, I'm just judging the prejudices that these head of something have against young people. That's just all I want to say. Because this person, just because he or she is older, doesn't mean that he or she has more experience in this field. Maybe they have more life experience, but someone that is 40 with a camera like this and a tripod like this probably has 2 years of experience in filmmaking. And I, even though I was 19 at the time, have done it for over 6 years. I know I was 13 or 12 when I started, and you can't really count that. But if you're just talking about numbers like these people are, then you could even say that I have more experience than this person. And even though all of this triggers me, it wouldn't have been a problem if they just looked for a videographer. But they didn't. They especially searched for a young, cool videographer. Now then they get a young videographer. I don't want to say anything about the coolness, but they get a young one like they're looking for. And then suddenly they decide, wait, we were looking for a young videographer and he's actually young. He can't do anything good. We have to get an old person. So what should you guys take from this story? Next time you're talking with a client and they're asking you, and you're 26, just say, yeah, actually, turning 27 soon. Anyways guys, that's it from this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, and also consider subscribing for more filmmaking stories and tips like this. Also tutorials, everything filmmaking related, because we got a lot of experience right here, even though we're young people. Consider joining the Young People Club. Goodbye.